Now, what happens when the pre-mine runs out?
So our intent is to protocolize everything. So, you will pay the price.
Meet the digital snooper. Don't worry, NordVPN keeps all these snoopers away. It makes your internet activity private, protects you from accessing dangerous websites, and lets you enjoy your favorite content securely, even while away from home. Internet security is that easy.
So if the content is free, that means that you'll either have to contribute enough to the network or pay a tiny amount. I want to be clear. We're talking about like fractions of a penny for the data, right? But if the content creator wants money, if you want to make the same CPM that you make on YouTube, you're going to have to either charge a price or rely on tips. Now, when we say charge a price, we do expect adding advertising support. So what you could imagine this model to be, you say I want a $10 CPM. The viewer has the choice of paying the equivalent price, effectively a penny, or watching enough advertisements to generate a penny worth of revenue for you, right? And so our goal is to always give people the choice. You may also say as a creator, like, well, the suggested price, I would really like you to watch a couple of ads for me or give me 5 cents. But if you're not willing to, then you can still. So we're going to build because that's what choice is. What is the creator actually saying? Is the creator saying, no, you're breaking the law when you don't pay me? Or is the creator more saying, this is what I would like, but I'm not going to attempt to bust you if you cheat. And or other things. And also you might say, well, I'm going to sell $5 videos from behind the scene, Patreon type style. Our goal is to protocolize as much of this as we can and to really put choice in the hands of users. We're making a lot of progress on this stuff. We have some advertisement experiments running. Anyone who's used LBRY or been with us will see that we are constantly developing this thing. I'm sure you've seen it, Rich. We're rated consistently one of the top 5 or 10 most active projects in the blockchain space from a technical development perspective. And if you create an account and follow us, you'll see the features and the development coming fast and furious.
Very good. Okay. And then what are you doing to bring over content creators? I know crypto ones are coming over, but what about when Joe Rogan?
All right, I'll answer the Joe Rogan bit first. I think that because it's a news, right? Spotify, Joe Rogan, it's a great thing to be talking about. I don't know if they're paying like $100 million or something, or some large, but maybe they didn't disclose it, but there's a lot of money. DLive did this too, right? DLive bought PewDiePie, and PewDiePie's back on YouTube. I think the Joe Rogan going, maybe we'll see, so people can clip this later and be like, Jeremy's an idiot. But I think that these kinds of deals are going to actually end up dying. I know they're growing right now, but it doesn't make sense. It's not the way that we distribute other stuff. I don't know. I guess not that I want it to be commoditized in the sense that I want it to be super cheap. I want creators to make money, but I think it's weird that the way that we lock this content away, it's like these class of movies you go to this site for, and these class of movies you go to this other site for, and these class of movies you go to this other place for. Why? We want LBRY to be kind of like Amazon or Walmart. You can get everything. It's all just there. We're not trying this. And so I think if you have a system, the reason that I think it plays out this way is all of these places try to trap you. The nature of a centralized system is your incentives are to trap you, and the nature of a decentralized system is we find success by not trapping you. And so I think that the decentralized systems will end up eating away at this model, this sort of fiefdom model of I have, where it's these competing castles to lock away content creators and then charge people money to get into the castle. And I don't think it's going to ultimately play out that way. And I think when you buy someone's loyalty in this way, it ultimately pisses off their audience. Even if I'm not saying it's a bad deal for Joe Rogan. I'm not saying Joe Rogan shouldn't have taken the money or signed the deal. But look at the reaction. People are like, I don't want to go to Spotify because people are happy on YouTube. I
don't want to go to Spotify actually.
Yeah,
Spotify.
Right. And so it's why? But why? Why would it be this way? Why isn't the Joe Rogan podcast available everywhere? Why? Joe Rogan's really popular, right? Dishwashers are popular. People probably watch more Joe Rogan than buy dishwashers. And I can go watch, I don't know, that's a weird way to compare it. But my point is
I'm sure he'd like it.
Yeah.
He'd like that.
But why? Why isn't it just everywhere? Why is it like Spotify tries to lock Joe Rogan away from everyone? I think that that's a weird kind of dynamic. And so I think an open system will end up swallowing more and more of this stuff and hopefully chip away at that model. Because I don't think that model is ultimately good for viewers. I don't think viewers like having accounts in 10 different places to be able to watch what they want to watch.
No, they don't. I don't. I mean, and okay, so what are you doing to attract?
Yes, I only answered the first bit. Yeah, so, all right, so our model is actually you are a great example of it, right? Because we don't think the right strategy is to get people to quit. YouTube is too big for getting new users. Like, we can't promise to bring you as many people as YouTube can. You can get eyeballs there. Mm-hmm. So we like to come up with ways that are really low effort for people to begin using LBRY that don't require them to change their entire life, their entire creation life, because that's a really big ask. But if we can instead, like, so with the LBRY.com/YouTube program, if you're a YouTube creator, you can just kind of set it and forget it, which makes it really easy for us to get that content. And then we can go after the people who get that YouTube is messed up on the viewer side and say, hey, come watch that stuff over here. For the creators who get it a little bit more, they might still use that, but they'll start talking about their LBRY channel, and we have incentives, to do that in terms of invite rewards and view rewards. So the creators who get it, our hope is, and not even just our hope, the reality is, creators who get it go out and talk about it, and they establish these siphons, these funnels, to bring people from YouTube onto LBRY. And so we want our strategy to be to give creators the tooling to first let them get in easy. Let them get in easy. That's really important. It's got to be really easy to get in. Then we got to show them the light, right? We got to, after they dip their toe in the water, we got to help them make it feel like this is great. And as we show them the light, we encourage them both implicitly and explicitly to establish like stronger pipelines to talk about LBRY more in their shows and say, come on to LBRY. And now what we're doing that we're in alpha testing with is LBRY first. So we now have updated our tooling so that you can publish to LBRY directly and then also sync it to YouTube later. And again, yeah, right. So same kind of idea. So you keep strengthening how many you're peeling off, and you peel off more and more over time. And so this is like, this is going to take years, right? Like, it's not like, even if LBRY is the YouTube killer, right? Which I think we are, but it's going to take years. It doesn't happen. You don't go from, we had 2 million people use LBRY last month. You don't go from 2 million to 1 billion in a month. You don't really go from 2 million to 1 billion in a year. Like, even with insane growth rates, you still don't go from 2 million to 1 billion in a year. We are continuing to go very fast. I think we will get there, but it's going to take us time to win the whole war.
Sure. And you do have an ally in YouTube with censorship policy.
Yeah, I know. Literally just repeating what they say is our best marketing. It's insane.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then what have you got coming up in terms of development? You said LBRY first. What else?
Paid content on LBRY TV, which is already a core part of the protocol for a long time. Like, you can actually find some Hollywood films and stuff on LBRY. David Cross, Julia Stiles, James Franco, all have films. But it's going to come to LBRY TV. That's coming very soon. Notifications. I just saw that PR come in today for the notification backend, which will be very big, I think, for the app experience. You get some notifications right now, but they're primarily via email. And so to have that in-app notification bell, obviously a big thing. And so that's in the pipeline. We have a complete mobile rewrite that just went into alpha testing. It's just much, much faster than the existing mobile app. So it's not even alpha testing. I think they call it beta or early access. Like, you can literally opt into it in the Play Store. So if you're watching this on LBRY or you've used LBRY and you have the Entered app and you want a faster one, go into your app store and it's like opt into beta or opt into early access and you can get the new one. New content coming out all the time. We're trying to do new deals, new integrations. So I can't name drop any of these yet, but there's going to be at least 1 or 2 new partnerships coming up with some decent sized organizations where like they will have built direct integrations with their platforms to publish directly to LBRY, which again, that's a great example again of our approach. We have to make it easy, right? So if there's like an indie platform that's getting traction, we can approach them and say, hey, can you update your tooling to also publish to LBRY? Now they spent 3 days of work updating their tooling. They don't have to think about it again. They don't have to remember LBRY. Like, they can keep doing what they're doing. We come back to them in 2 months and say, hey, did you guys know you made $2,000? And then they say, oh, what? We didn't even do anything. Okay. And then, and then they start talking about it a little more. And then we come back to them and say, hey, now you guys made $4,000. And so they start to learn, what's possible. And then they become more enthusiastic,
right.
Support.
So I suppose it could even be that, for example, you've got LBRY and you've got another alternative decentralized platform that in the world of possibility that at some point you work out the tooling so that video gets uploaded to one, it automatically gets uploaded to the other.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That's good because I actually see a future where there's lots and lots of different platforms competing with YouTube. And because they're decentralized, they can't be written off or disappeared.
Yeah, it definitely could play out that way. I mean, I guess I think that there is a bit of a winner take all to which, like, you gotta, same like YouTube right now, right? Why can't we really tell someone to use YouTube? Because you kind of got to be in the place where everyone else is, right?
Right.
Now, and so I think that even with the blockchain versions, like what I don't think will be winner take all is the user experience. So I think you'll have a really wide range of user experiences where like people can have this sort of like Disney experience or the like, very raunchy, raw, whatever other kinds of experiences. And those, there will be a great diversity there in what's available to you. What I don't think will necessarily be diverse is the actual number of blockchains themselves. I'm not there. I'm a little bit less convinced. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then something I want to go back to, right? I imagine that LBRY has a lot of crypto content creators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's tons. I mean, we have more than 50 YouTubers. I think it's at like 60 now with 1 million or more subscribers on YouTube. I'm not sure a single one of them is a blockchain content creator. There are top science creators: Veritasium, 3 Blue 1 Brown, like Nile Red, EEV, Minute Physics. There's top. I mean, we had a channel sync last week. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the most. And I love this channel. I'm not trying to denigrate them, but it's like the equivalent of like it's like the YouTuber that showcases his kids and tells stories about his family. It's like very mainstream, like kind of. Vanilla is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. It's like it's the stuff that's not at risk of ever getting demonetized, right? That's let's put it that way. And so it's everyone needs this. I mean, we have a YouTuber who does makeup tutorials. She has Cassandra Banks. She has 1 million subscribers, on YouTube. And she had issues with YouTube. It's not just a crypto blockchain thing. It's lots and lots of people. We have a channel, top YouTubers on LBRY, that showcases some of these. You can also, if you check out the LBRY Cast channel on LBRY itself, that's like channels. The company, they're like staff picks. There's a lot of great creators are showcased in there that you can check out as well.
Okay.
Or your audience.
Very good. Jeremy, I think I've run out of questions. Is there anything else you want to say? I'll have all the links for people to get involved and follow you on Twitter and in your groups.
So I had a question. I think part of why this stuff happens on YouTube around blockchain specifically, well, I want to really emphasize that I don't think it's deserved. I think part of why it happens is that like there are some bad actors in the blockchain space, and I think even more, the blockchain space is like, it's complicated, it's hard. People make mistakes, people get burned, and so I guess, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that as a creator in terms of what the platform should do. If you have any personal thoughts on that in terms of your past experiences, I would just be curious to get your thoughts on that.
I've made mistakes. I've made mistakes, right? And I suppose there's something about this space in that it's new, it's emerging, that people can come in. And then it's been a very steep learning curve. My background isn't in fintech.
Yeah.
My background is in child protection social work. So I'm now looking around, looking at businesses, startups and stuff. I don't have a business background, so I've made mistakes. And I imagine a lot of people have done that. And then there are, YouTubers who do have a business background, or a trading background or a finance background or whatever, right? But even then, ultimately, I suppose people just got to be responsible and look out for themselves each and every time, And I don't think that's going to disappear, whether it's on LBRY or any of the other decentralized platforms. And maybe and it's not even to do with crypto. Like, I can give you dietary advice that I've gleaned from listening to hundreds of YouTube videos.
Yeah. You
got to be responsible about how much of what I say you take on.
Yeah.
Ultimately, just like I got to be responsible for all these YouTubers who may be similarly ignorant as me.
Yeah.
Does that address it?
No, yeah, I think that makes sense. I definitely do think, that's ultimately our position is that we have to, I think it's good to develop, I'm bringing it back to like the community tools sense, but I think, yes, you answered my question. I think that's a good question. It's just something that's been on my mind, that we think about here. And so I was glad to get your perspective.
Well, there's something that's kind of allied to it, which is something I want to say, this whole notion of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories. I don't buy that.
Yeah.
I think when people say, oh, that's just fake news or that's just a conspiracy theory, it's censorship. It's then, okay, let's invalidate that point of view. Let's disregard it. And it serves the establishment discourse, the establishment narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly agree. I mean, I agree that I think that especially with fake news, although it's probably true with conspiracy theory to some extent too. Like, you're right, fake news is just news I disagree with. To some, right.
I haven't discovered yet. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned this to you, Jeremy, but my kids are home educated. They've never been to school, right? And that was a deliberate choice. Now, it serves the establishment to say that, oh, these videos are home education. It's anti-school conspiracy.
Yeah.
Right? Or if, if the Iraq war, if we were in the run-up now and social media was as potent then as it is now, I bet anybody who said, no, Iraq doesn't have weapons of mass destruction, conspiracy theorist. Don't disregard them. No,
yeah. Look, I think, right.
Check it out.
Yes. Look, I think the answer is, I do believe that the answer is like engagement. I think that when you act that with that kind of disdain or dismissiveness, then like, one, even if you think it is false, it actually only encourages some people. And then two, it's just not the way I am. I think you rebut. If you think something is not true, you say why it's not true. You don't stop someone from speaking.
Sure. Or it may be that it's something that I don't know about. They know something that I don't know about.
Sure. I'm not saying that therefore like you should approach this stuff with closed-minded or anything else. I'm just saying this is why. Look, I mean, I guess my husband, like, if I look at a list of things that are conspiracy theories, like if I pull up a list of conspiracies, right, I'd probably think that almost all of them are false, right?
Yeah. Like, no, wait a minute. This is the Gulf of Tonkin operation.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah. No, that's so rich. I'll tell you, I actually think I have a video myself on this where it's like, well, what's the right way to think about conspiracy theories? And I think that's exactly what you do, right? You say, what's the scale of conspiracies that have happened in the past that are generally accepted? That like there's like we've discovered them and we think that this was an attempt at a conspiracy or a successful conspiracy at the time. And so Gulf Tonkin is a great example. Scientologists tried to infiltrate the United States government and were fairly successful at this. A lot of people coordinated to do this, right? And so I think that this gives you some scope of like what, I forget the name of it. I wasn't ready to talk about that, but this is, again, not a conspiracy theory. This is an accepted fact, right? That would have looked like a conspiracy at the time, right? That's the key, right? Gulf Tonkin would have looked like, now it's accepted that happened, was a conspiracy theory at one point. And so that gives you some idea of what can happen. If someone is telling you that stuff's like way grander than that, I think you should be skeptical. If someone is saying these happen, 20 times a year, when historically we find one, much less frequently than that, I think you should be skeptical. If someone is saying, well, that's so fantastic it could never happen, I'm just ruling it out, and what they're describing is at the same scale of these other events, I don't think you can rule it out just because it's fantastic, because other fantastic things have happened.
Yes, very good. I think we're in agreement there, right? The thing that I applaud and appreciate about LBRY and other decentralized censorship resistant platforms is that we have to have freedom of expression.
Yes.
We have to have the ability to discuss and engage and debate freely, because that's how we create and how we grow and learn.
That's a great, let's end it there, because that is, well, I can't respond. I just agree too much. Yeah.
You agree? Okay. Jeremy, listen, thank you so much. I'm going to have all the links in the description below. Please subscribe, comment, like, go, and I think I might even have a referral link for LBRY. I don't know. I may not use it. Go and register for LBRY. Watch the videos on LBRY. Use this instead of YouTube wherever possible. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Jeremy signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Tokenmetrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price.